So I'm not sure if this is the head of the mighty Geumgang or not, but that's certainly the head of part of it. You can see the dam up there. And you can also see it's a pretty popular spot. I'm not the first one with this idea, but unfortunately taxis don't go here. I thought I would just take the bus down to Geumgang and hop a taxi from there, but they don't have taxis in Geumgang. Somebody was nice enough to give me a ride, but I'm going to have to find a different arrangement if I'm going to make it actually work. This building I think I actually saw in some of the pictures earlier. No freaking clue what it is, but at least I know I'm in the right spot as if I didn't already. About this spot, the fellow's in there up to his chest, so it's fairly deep. And that's good. If it's fairly deep already, then we're good to go. Now it's time to get the boat ready and get another look. And here's the SS, whatever it is I'm going to name it, in all its mostly inflated glory. If it looks a little bit saggy, that's because it is. I left it underinflated on purpose. When the sun beats down on it some more, it's going to expand. And as it expands, it's going to inflate further. A couple of websites I saw on YouTube channels told me not to inflate it completely when it's in the direct heat like this, in direct sun, because it will heat up quickly. Gray was a poor color for this because it'll heat up even faster. In fact, it's already pretty dang hot right now. But the seat is actually fairly comfortable, and it will get more so. But for now, let's get her in the water and see how she handles. Well, my plan backfired. So I'm on the water now, but underinflating it so that when the sun hit it, it would inflate the rest of the way. Went exactly the reverse. I underinflated it, and when it got in the water, it underinflated some more. I had to stop and redo it. The wind is picking up, feels really nice. And it handles fairly well so far. I've got a skeg on the bottom, basically like a fin that helps keep the steering right. So, I'm going to set the Strava and see how fast I'm wandering along. And then head on down the river. And a little bit of a backwater here, but I thought this was worth getting a look at. I'm finding out this little girl handles rough water quite well, if it's not too shallow. I went through what I thought was the easier option, found out the harder option would have been easier. It's very sturdy. I'm rocking it pretty hard right now. And the skeg has an added bonus in that if the water's getting too shallow, that little fin on the bottom bumps into things before it scrapes against the bottom of the boat. Because that's the part that worries me, is that something might scrape the bottom. Even with a cheap little boat like this, I don't want to be swimming back to shore. Not that I'll have to. It's inflated in 3 parts, so you don't. But still, principle of the thing. The view here is just amazing. A lot of people enjoying it. And it's comfortable. There's a breeze coming on down the river. Being next to the water is nice. If I get too warm, I just dip my hands in the water. It's great. I got to get other people on this. I'm going to get another look at that while we're coming along it. It's nice. This is worth it if I get out of the water right now, but I ain't done yet. And same thing here, just rock faces up along the riverside. Some old twisted trees growing up. I like trees like that. I'm not sure what kind it is. Maybe Korean pine. Also, the rock seems different. When I was in Geumgang, the rock seemed to be some kind of talus. It was this very flaky stuff. And trees were constantly falling down because there wasn't enough grip, basically. Anything they got their roots into would fall apart. So this seems to be a different, whole different sort of bedrock. I'm no geologist, so I don't know exactly which type or which strata or any of that, but something's different about it. The current has really slowed down. According to Strava, I'm doing less than 3 miles an hour overall. And at the start, it was definitely faster than that. I think the current's definitely going to pick up later on. Otherwise, this is a really nice, lazy feeling. Right up against the mountains here. That's great. It's cloudy, but it clears up every now and then. The boat's holding up great. I am really pleased. I wish I had done this instead of getting that hardshell kayak, but I was so insistent. Plus, I wanted to fish, and I'm really worried about sticking this thing with a fish hook. I'll have to look and see if anybody has tips for fishing in inflatable kayaks besides don't. Because that's the one I'm going with right now. But the view here is just beautiful. I'm loving this. See if you can get a look up at the shoreline up here. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing what's further downriver. I might do some harder paddling. This is interesting. I want to see. That's neat, that piece of bare rock there. I kind of like that. But then again, maybe I'm just weird like that. There's more bear here. In between these shots, I stick this puppy in a plastic bag, and then I put it in this Tupperware thing. I ain't making the mistake I did last time where I used a bag with a hole in it and left it in the bottom of the boat. The damn thing filled full of water. That was irritating.